everyone. So everyone's starting to... Hi, Jordan. How's everyone tonight? A little bit late for me. Know that, for those of you who follow me and have been on my lives, I think this is the latest I've ever been live. Hi from Florida. Hope everyone is great. Yeah, I'm recovering from my jet lag and hit the ground running. Had a couple of events. It's been really going well. I'm so glad everyone's here to join. Oh, you're so sweet, Jordan. I did go live the other day, and on the way, I had gone to meet someone for dinner, and on the way home, I was like, okay, I'm going live. Everyone get your people here. And I was talking to the, hi from Florida, the Puerto Rican lady. Are you the one who had the Puerto Rican spirit the other day? The one that caused all the, all the drama? That guy was really funny, though. He really was. He made my day. I'm so glad to see everyone. Okay, so it looks like I got a few people joining here. If you've never seen me go live before,
give me some time.
You put the name of the person you want to read in the comments. If you come and have a one-on-one reading with me, I don't ask for who you want read. I just ask in lives because there's energy connected to names, and it just makes it quicker, faster. And when people are on lives, you're listening to them, you want them to be, there is some, here I am already starting out. I keep hearing the name Troy. So let me see real quick. I will get to some of the people that are in the comments. Listen up though. There's a spirit that stepped up. I knew he was I was powdering my face and stuff, and he had joined me in my bathroom before I came to this reading. I was like, Okay, so this gentleman, he's young. He's in his 20s. His name is Troy. He was very athletic. And when I say Troy, I'm hearing a T name. I'm pretty sure it's Troy, but if you told me it was Tristan or Trenton or something like that, I could go with it. Again, this kid was very athletic. He was in his 20s, but at some point he did play football for, it looks like high school. And he got off track. Like after, he's making me very much feel like he got off track with his life and had some addiction issues, which led to his demise. Does he sound familiar to anyone on here?
Karen Bear says, my Tyler.
Is that your Tyler? I could go with that. Does everything else fit? I was definitely hearing that T name. Care Bear 3. Is this your boy? Care Bear, is this your boy?
That's my Tyler.
Is that your son?
Yes.
Okay, very good. I always think it's funny whenever a spirit, I just love the way they work, because like I said, I didn't tell him when I was going live.
My godson.
Oh, your godson. And I was on the way home from the meeting my friend. I was like, okay, I'll line your spirits up. Tell them to come go on live. Bring them to me. And then this young man joined me when I was freshening my makeup, putting some lipstick on and powder. I was like, he's going to be first in line. He is very much saying how much that he knew he was loved. And though I know, Care Bear, you're saying that he's your godson, y'all had a very strong connection. I'm feeling that he felt you were a pseudo mom for him. And I know you said he was your godson, but a lot of people don't take that role as seriously as you did. Y'all were still very close. He knew he could talk to you. And he just struggled, and he wants you to know how much he knew that you loved him, and he knew that he could come and talk to you. So you must ask yourself that question of, he could have come and talked to me. Why didn't he come and talk to me? And he's like saying, I knew that I could come and talk to her. I knew that she was my friend. I knew she loved me. He felt very supported. And he hid some of his problems. I don't know if y'all knew that. He hid some of the turmoil he had gotten his life into. Has she confirmed any of this? I haven't seen it come across. And he is saying to tell... Okay, very good. Thank you, Care Bear. I know, I like the confirmation. I just like to make sure that I'm on the right track, and I don't know why. My husband's like, why do you always need confirmation? You know you're always on the right track. It could really happen. This little boy, I was just a little boy, because if you're, if y'all heard me read, if you're in your 20s or 30s and you come through and you've passed, you're going to be a child in my eyes, because I have children that age. And so I almost called him a little boy, and he looked at me. I was like, okay, this young man is very sweet, very complimentary, and very supportive of other people. And it's because he was raised right. He is saying, I was raised right. So he is very much wanting his mom to know also, not just you, his mom to know that he knew he was loved. He knew he was raised right. And
So very sweet.
yes, it's so hard to see such a young man that had such promise, and he was just so sweet, made such choices. Anyway, if you feel comfortable, always say this is free will. Whenever a spirit steps forward and wants you to give a message to someone they love, always say it's free will, because you don't know how it's going to be received. So you want to make sure that those people are in the right state of mind, that he knows he's loved. His mom still talks about him, and he's around her all the time, and he was raised right. He has said that several times. I was raised right. I was raised right. So she must wonder where she went wrong, and she didn't. She didn't go wrong. He just made some bad choices, and he's taking responsibility for those. All right. Thank you, Mr. Tyler, for stepping up. You did a good job.
Is Heather Lynn still on? She's looking for Grandmother Caroline.
Heather Lynn. Heather Lynn, you still on? Got your grandmother Caroline. All right, Miss Heather Lynn, if you're on here, listen up. For those of you who have not seen me read before, whenever I call your name and I'm about to bring your spirit up, I do ask that you confirm the information, just so we know we have the right person. Just because I call them up doesn't mean they're there. Y'all, if y'all watched me, y'all have seen people barge through. Okay, so when I was calling Caroline, I'm getting someone who was very well groomed. It was very important to her how she looked. She was not someone who was vain in her looks, but she did go gray. If she dyed her hair, she had stopped by the time that she passed, in the way that she's presenting. And she had little earrings, like her earrings were little, her jewelry's kind of understated. She is wearing a dress. Where are you going in your dress? When she left the house, she always liked to look her best. I feel like she's going to church. She was very good. Thank you, Heather Lynn. I was about to say, she wasn't the kind of church lady that would throw her Bible at someone to try to turn them to Jesus. She was someone who really walked in Jesus' love. She really believed in loving thy neighbor, she's talking about. Heather, she's talking about how proud, so just so you know, whenever a spirit says that they're proud of you, I don't let them stop at that. To me, that's too general. And she said, tell her I'm proud of her. And I was like, you have to tell me why you know that. And she's talking about, Heather, she's very proud of you because you have recently been offering a lot of support to someone in your life. And she's kind of taking ownership of that. Like, she really modeled to you loving others and supporting others. And you are doing the same. Are you familiar with do you know who she's referencing when she's talking about you offering support to someone? And just, it's not huge. You're not writing checks and doing all that, but I see you like texting someone, talking to them on the phone, really letting them know that you're there for them and you are making a difference. Your grandmother...
Yes, my mom.
Oh, okay. Very good. Okay. I know I can feel you getting frustrated. Your grandmother is saying that you're kind of getting frustrated. And not that you're frustrated in supporting your mom, but sometimes you feel like it's not enough, that maybe she needs more support than you can give her. No, you are giving her exactly what she needs. She's just going to walk through this time in her life and get to the other side of it. And you're doing exactly what you need to do. Your grandmother is saying, don't forget yourself. So don't forget to take care of yourself. Sometimes when we're offering that much support to other people, we can give a lot of ourselves and forget to feed our own energy. So you must be getting kind of tired, energetically drained. Your grandmother is very much talking about don't forget to take care of yourself. Offer your mother support, but don't forget to take care of yourself. Also, your grandmother is making me see a light flicker.
She said, wow, thank you.
Either a light in your house has been flickering or in your mom's house, because now your grandmother's talking about both of you. One of you has been having a light flicker, and it's like the light will flicker and then come on. And that is definitely your grandmother showing you a sign that she is around and she is supporting and she hears y'all talking. She says, keep on keeping on. Your grandmother was one of these great ladies who was, she went through a lot in her life, but she always got up. She always put her best foot forward. And she's saying, you come from strong stock. Keep it up. Keep it up. All right. Thank you, Heather Lynn, for letting me read your grandmother. She is a lovely lady, and thank you for being so quick to confirm the information. I appreciate that. It keeps alive moving along when you confirm the information really quick, because then I stay with my connection. Oh, thank you for the gifts. I appreciate you. There is someone stepping up here. It's a young man. I'm hearing an H name. I was going to say Henry, Harold, something like that. I want to say he was in his late 20s to early 30s. You gotta give me something else, Jude. Come on, come closer. Okay, so this gentleman was someone who he had started out with great promise in his life, but by the time he passed, he'd kind of gotten off track. He is taking responsibility for his own passing, but not in that he took his own life, in that his actions led to his passing. He has dark hair. He is on the thinner side, about, how tall are you, dude? Oh, it's about 5'11", 6 foot, but you know. So, we have an H name.
Chrissy, the boss. It's Chrissy Rose. Big question marks. Heath, my late husband.
Okay, so let me recap. Listen up, please, guys. I'm going to recap what we have. I have an H name here. Henry, Harold, Harry, somewhere along there. Nothing weird, more a normal type name. Okay. He was in his late 20s to his early 30s. He has dark hair, 5'11" or so thin. Did I say that already? This gentleman is taking responsibility for his own passing. Not that he took his life, but his actions led up to his passing. I liked the little dog there. So does he sound familiar to anyone? He was 28. He drowned Christmas Day. He took a bet. Michelle. Did he have an H name, Michelle? Okay, yes, he did. Michelle said he did. All right. Michelle 102921.
Edelmiro?
Okay. Michelle 102921 said that yes, she owned all the information and he had an H name. So I think that's who we're here with here. I know I'm going back and forth tonight. I'm doing it really weird. So usually I just pull names, but I'm pulling spirits. But when they step up and instantly start telling me a name, I'm like, all right, we got to go with this. He is, he's owning, oh, that was so stupid. That was so stupid. Very good, very good. He was talking about his ego getting in the way. He's like that, and he's being jokester. So this guy was also someone who had a good personality. He was funny. He would make fun of himself. Like when he did something silly or stupid, he would make like, oh my goodness, that was so stupid. And that's what he's saying about what he did, is that it was all fun and games, and he just turned this beautiful, beautiful celebration into a tragic event.
She said yes.
100%. He's a fun guy. He is, and people still talk about them. People still talk about him and laugh over his antics and talk about some of the things he did. He was always the life of the party. He had gotten off a little bit off track, and he's saying he hadn't accomplished all his goals, but he was in line. I mean, he just wasn't. He's someone who expected everything to come now, and he was a little bit behind on the curve on what he felt like he should be doing, but just loved his life. He has no regrets, and he has said that to me several times. He said, make sure you, gosh, lots of things coming through. Make sure you tell her, I have no regrets. I have no regrets. I loved every minute of my life. So just know this guy appreciates that y'all still talk about him. Y'all still laugh about his antics. Y'all still talk about him with love, and that he had absolutely no regrets. And yes, he did die. He's saying, yeah, that was some, for anyone who doesn't want to hear a cuss word, close your ears will cook. He said that was some shit on the way that he died. But he's saying, I have no regrets. I went out on my own terms. Like, he went out in a blaze, he's saying, just the way he came in. I don't know why he's saying that. I don't know if you know anything about how he was born, but he said he went out in a blaze just the way he came in. So true. His keychain said no regrets. Oh my goodness, how perfect. I was wondering, because he had said those words to me a couple of times, no regrets, and I hadn't repeated them. And then he said them to me again. I was like, oh, they must mean something. They were on his keychain. Of course, that's why. Oh, that was perfect. That was perfect, dude. Thank you so much for claiming him so quickly. You did a really good job, and he did a good job stepping up. Let me answer some of these questions that I've seen passing through the comments real quick. Just happen to catch it. Do I hear voices? Sometimes I do. When these names that I've heard tonight, they're inside my head, though. When you hear a voice outside your head, it's called a disembodied voice, and they can be a little, I've heard them before, they're a little bit disconcerting sometimes when you hear them. Yes, the voices are in my head when you hear them. That's called clear audience, and that's how I have heard these voices. I mean, these names tonight. But then I also get a lot of symbols. I'm very clairsentient, so that's where I get most of my information. All right, do we have someone I need to read? Who do you have?
I don't know if Jerica 91 is still around. I'm looking for her grandmother, Dolores.
Jerica 91, grandmother Dolores. Okay.
Yep, she's still there.
Thank you. Very good. I appreciate when y'all are so quick on the draw. Y'all make these lives go so much faster. I appreciate you. Okay, so when I try to pull up Dolores, the person I'm getting is a little bit prickly. And she's saying that you might not own that because she was looked at by some people that were very close to her in her house, in her family, with rose-colored glasses. I mean, they didn't always see her prickliness. Because y'all, that's just the way she was. Like, she was kind of bossy, but you knew that she had a good heart. You knew that she was telling people what to do. Oh, Jerica, very good. 91. She said yes. She's kind of bossing me because once they've given some identifying information and you've confirmed it's that person, then I will let them move into their message. The spirits knows that's how I work. But you confirmed it before she was finished. And she's like, I'm not done. I have more things to say. Like, she has more things to say about identifying herself, which has a lot to do with her personality. That's the way she was in life, is that when she wasn't done, you were not going to tell her she was done. So I'm just going to let this lady continue for a moment. And we'll see what she has saying. Oh, she's saying that she very much appreciated how much her family loved her and took her for who she was. And she did deliver her prickliness, for lack of a better word, with love. Everyone knew that when she was telling you, trying to set you straight, you didn't take offense to it. You knew she was doing it because she wanted the best for you. And she is saying, Jerica 91, that you are kind of in a cusp. You're trying to make some decisions. You're feeling a little uneasy in your life. You're transitioning to a different spiritual kind of level, and you are feeling uncomfortable. And it's very normal to feel uncomfortable when you're transitioning spiritually, when you have spiritual things coming at you, whenever you are exploring new topics, it is very normal to feel uncomfortable with that. Your grandmother Jerica is saying that you are extremely intuitive, and that when you're looking for guidance, to trust yourself. Because she's showing me that whenever you start looking for guidance, you instantly pick up the phone, you want to talk to someone. She said it's fine to talk to people. It's fine to get other people's opinion. But you know best for you. And you're very, very intuitive, and you're very clairsentient. You just need to trust yourself. And the best way to do that is to keep track of when you're right. And just know that when you're being pulled from the other side, when your relatives, your guides are giving you information, they never lay out the whole plan for you. You're just going to see, you're going to feel the tug. You're going to feel the tug to go to step 1. And then you're going to be shown step 2 and then step 3. I hope this is resonating, Jerica. I haven't seen you come through here recently. So that is a huge factor when you're getting information from the other side. They never lay out the whole plan for you. But once you get into the role of the energy...
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Thank you, Jerica, for confirming that. Once you get into that role of being pulled in a direction, you will start feeling it. You'll start feeling more positive about it. You'll be starting to show more paths. You'll be getting shown more synchronicities. Make sure you're looking for those. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Grandma. Thank you, Jerica, for stepping up. A couple of things. Let me roll through some of these questions that have been asked. Tonight's readings are free. You just put the name of who you want in the comments. I have a moderator who's pulling them for me. If you want a one-on-one reading, that's Christy Godwin, Psychic Medium. A calendar opens up to you, and then a Zoom link is automatically sent. Seems like there was something else someone had asked that I was going to answer. That's how I roll through. Oh, yeah. That's what it was. It reminded me when this lady was talking about clairsentience and all the synchronicities and all that. I am starting an intro to mediumship class April 20th. I think I have 2 slots left in it. It's almost full, but there are a couple of slots left in that class. If anyone's interested, it starts April 20th, and it runs from 4 consecutive Wednesdays. If you can't join it, it will be recorded. But I think there's only a couple of seats left. I'm keeping it pretty small. I want to be able to meet with everyone one-on-one, and so to do that, I need to keep it small. All right.
Be original, baby. Looking for Nana Denise.
Original?
Be original, baby.
Baby. Her Nana?
Nana Denise.
Okay. Y'all hear me say this every once in a while. Whenever I go to pull someone, I'll be like, I'm not sure if this is the right person. So please listen up, the original baby. I'm about to try and pull your Nana Denise, but instantly, I'm smelling cigarette smoke. Yes. The reason I stopped for a moment, because I was smelling cigarette smoke, and sometimes when spirits make me smell cigarette smoke, they didn't smoke, but it has something to do with it. But I told this lady, if you smoke, please show me a cigarette, and she did. So the lady that I'm pulling up here was a smoker. She also, I don't know, original baby. I don't know if this is your Nana Denise. I'm feeling like it's not a good energy match. So please let us know real quick in the comments if your Nana Denise was a smoker. I'm also feeling that, you know how when ladies get older, when they continue to dye their hair, and you know it should be gray, but they're still dyeing it this dark color? That is this lady. Has she popped up?
She did.
Oh, she did. Okay. Okay, very good. And now, she had been someone who was very vocal in her opinion also. She did not really mince words very much. She spoke, and she did not even try to make it sound better. Because as we turned to her, she said, why didn't you think it was a good energy match? And in my head, I was like, I just didn't feel like it was you. I mean, I just didn't. And she's like, who else would it be? Like, so she's really calling me on the carpet. And whenever spirits do that, it's just a sign of their personality, of how they were on this earth. She was someone who loved her. Like, you never had to wonder where you stood with her. She's also saying, original baby, that you have recently... Okay, well, I'm going to make sure I'm getting this right, because I feel like there's a couple of levels to this message she's giving me. It has to do with communication. She's focused so much on communication. It has to do, original baby, with your communication with someone. Someone is not hearing you. Someone is not hearing and honoring what you're saying. I'm not sure if you know.
Sounds like her. Oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Yeah, her personality is pretty strong. Okay. So do you know who she's talking about, original baby? Someone in your life is not hearing you. They're not respecting you. You keep voicing your opinion. You keep voicing, you're trying to set boundaries. And that person is not listening to you. They're not honoring and respecting you. And for one thing, she has a couple of things about that. She's proud of you because it has not been easy for you. It has not been easy for you to stand in your truth and really voice your opinion and kind of start setting boundaries for how you want to be treated. So she's proud of you for doing that because it hasn't been easy. And she said that you have done a good job. It is not you. It is the person you're communicating with. And to make sure that you continue, like you don't give up. And this is not unusual, so a lot of people could get a lot from this message I'm about to say from this grandma, or Nana Denise. She's about to school several people. Whenever you are trying to start setting boundaries, you're starting to setting your truth, you're starting to really try to make people understand how you want to be treated, they will start pushing back. They will start giving you grief because you've never stood up for yourself, and now all of a sudden you're doing it. How dare you? And original baby, your Nana Denise is saying sometimes you don't want to be bothered. It's not that you're weak or given up. You just don't want to be bothered. It's too much drama. So you'll kind of back off. You're like, yeah, whatever. It's not worth it. Whatever. She doesn't want you to do that. She wants you to make sure, whatever the situation is, you continue on and you continue speaking your truth. And that can be said for a lot of people. A lot of people, I can get like that sometimes. When someone isn't hearing me, I'm just like, oh, whatever. Not worth my time. Don't want to be bothered. Nana Denise is saying no. Continue on. Stand in your truth. Don't give up. Don't back off. Has she confirmed any of this last information?
No, they're very honest.
All right. Thank you for confirming that information, Miss Original Baby. And thank you so much for letting me read your Nana. She was quite the treat, a very strong-willed lady here, and I appreciate her being so... There's a spirit trying to step up. Let me see if I can... Okay, thank you, Nana Denise. Thank you. I appreciate you. Okay, let's see. Okay, the gentleman stepping up here. Okay. I'm going to say he is popping up because he's got a lot of attitude. Black gentleman. He is very much showing me he was raised in the church. And that's what he was expected to do, but he got off track. I'm hearing a J name. Jeremy, Jeremiah, Jericho, something like that. Okay, so let's see if we can figure out who this is. Okay, wait, tell me, how did you die? Okay, I'm hearing that he died a violent death, but he was more of in the wrong place at the wrong time. Like he'd started hanging out with the wrong crowd. This was a good kid at heart. He had just kind of started hanging out with the wrong crowd and had gotten mixed up with some people he shouldn't have. So let's recap here. We have a young man. He's popping up with some attitude. Like when he popped, he's popping. He is black. He was raised in the church. He was a big part of that church. He had a huge faith in God and Jesus. And he has a J name. And he died a violent death, but he was more of in the wrong place at the wrong time. Does this fit someone that y'all know? We had someone claim this young man.
I've seen several J names, but the only thing they've given me is a J name.
Okay, real quick, I see that people are popping some J names in there. Make sure it is, the rest of it is fitting. So let me recap real fast because it needs to all fit. When they step forward like this and they are, so make sure when you're confirming in the comments this information, make sure it all fits. Let me recap real fast and then we'll see if it all fits. We have a black gentleman here. He was raised in the church. He was in church, huge faith. I mean, that was big in his life. He, good looking boy. He was in late teens, early 20s. He had gotten mixed up in the wrong crowd. He had just kind of started hanging out with the wrong people. He himself was still a good kid. He had not been pulled into that lifestyle yet, but he had started hanging out with some inappropriate people.
Somebody said Kimberly Hyler.
Kimberly Hyler, are you on? Are you claiming this young man?
I haven't seen her post.
Kimberly Hyler. I want to thank y'all for let's see. Oh, Cocky Betty. Okay, Kimberly Hyler, are you still on here? Someone says that you claimed this gentleman.
Yep. No, that's her. Kimberly Hyler. It's not him.
Okay, it's not him. Is anyone else claiming him? We'll let him go if he's not going to be claimed. Okay. We're going to just put him to the side. He was in his late teens, early 20s. I'm hearing a J name like Jeremy. Nope, not Jeremy. It was more biblical than that. More of a biblical name. He's letting me know he had a biblical name, very involved in the church, late teens, early 20s. All right. He's not going anywhere, so someone on here eventually is going to claim him because he is. He's not going anywhere. He's firmly standing beside me. So those that are joining are going to hear me talk about this gentleman a couple of times because, he's not going anywhere. He's not leaving us. Okay, who we got?
Leo Burnett has been hanging on for a while. She's looking for her grandmother Mary. Not sure if she's still on.
Legal brunette. Looking for your grandmother Mary. Instantly, when I say grandmother Mary, okay, legal brunette, if you're on here, listen up. You know, I like it to be confirmed. We got the grandmother Mary. She is someone who, your classic grandmother, who was in the kitchen. Also, someone in your family has some of her recipes that are written in her handwriting. Either a recipe book that has her handwriting in it or some recipe cards with her handwriting. She is... she was very much loved to host the dinners. Though she liked to bake, she also liked to cook. She liked to host the big dinners. I'm seeing, looks like a Sunday dinner, but it could have been any day. It's just in my head. That's what I think of when I see the big spread laying out like that. I think of Sunday dinners.
She said something about learned upsetting news today. Legal Burnett.
Grandmother Mary here is talking about, what is she saying? Something about, she basically wants to sit up straight. And I do that whenever I have to process information. You'll see me, I'll go, and I'll sit up straight because I'm trying to get my chakras to flow and kind of not get that stuck energy. So just, your grandmother is very much saying to sit up straight, stand up straight. And she's making me want to clench, like, you got this. You have everything you need.
Is this my Grandma Mary?
Oh, I hope so. I thought you had confirmed that, Miss Legal Brunette. Yes, Miss Legal Brunette. This, I'm still reading Your Grandmother Mary. So she's talking about you have everything you need. You also need to start journaling. Like, you've had several things going on in your life this last year, Legal Brunette. Is she still talking?
I am hoping it is.
You've had several things going on in your life this last year, Legal Brunette, not just recently. I mean, it's, you know how things just kind of snowball. Like, you'll have one thing happen and you processed it, and you have another thing happen and you process it. And you just had several things snowballing in your life.
She said yes.
Your grandmother is really talking about to start journaling about them. Get them out of your head. Like, I live in my head a lot also, so no judgment. But you really get stuck and you get those thought processes going, and kind of get in a thought circle. Journal them to get them out. Your grandmother is saying that you would do really well. Also, you would be good at automatic writing, she's saying. Automatic writing is when you... I'm sorry, this young gentleman keeps trying to interrupt me. I wish somebody would claim him. You would be very good at automatic writing. That's when you just kind of you're about to journal, you take a deep breath, you tap into the spirit world and ask them, is there something I need to know? And you just let the information flow and don't judge it. Just let the information flow. So that is going to be a good way for your grandmother to stay in contact with you. Also a good way for you to process all the stuff's been thrown at you this year. It is a lot, and she's admitting that. Like your grandmother is saying, you have every right to be stressed. You have every right to feel like that. Every time you take a step forward, you get pushed back 3 steps. Take a step forward, you push back 3 steps. Your grandmother's admitting you have every right to feel that way. You've had a really tough year.
I write stories. Is she angry?
No, she is not angry. She says, what would I ever have to be angry about? Why is my computer battery running low? No, she says, I am not angry. I have no reason to be angry at you. All water under the bridge. So she doesn't want to talk, but she's like, all water under the bridge. When people get to the other side, so anyone listening who lost a spirit and there was anger, once you get to the other side, you leave all those negative emotions over here. You leave the jealousy and the anger. You keep your personality. You just lose all those negative aspects of it when you pass over. So thank you so much, Legal Burnett, for letting me read your grandmother. I'm going to real quick recap this gentleman for those who have been listening for a while. We're going to recap this gentleman who will not leave me alone. He's wanting his person badly. The black gentleman who was raised in the church. He has a J name, but I feel like it was biblical, like Jeremiah, Jeremy, Jacob. It was a biblical type name. He always dressed nicely to go to church. Not when he was out of church. He put himself together. And
full of Croc Betty, late teen, early 20, black male, J name, wrong place, wrong time of death, waiting to come up. Oh.
Yes. Is she claiming him?
Yeah.
What's her name?
Those weren't sentences.
Oh, here we go.
Croc Betty.
Claim him. Oh, she's recapping me.
Yeah.
Thank you, Full of Croc Betty. You're very good. That's exactly what I've said. Late teen, early 20s male, black male, J name, wrong place, wrong time of death, waiting to come up. Very good.
I found a new moderator.
My moderator is saying, you found a new moderator, Full of Croc Betty's all over it. Thank you so much for recapping that. So I still don't see him claimed. I don't see him being claimed. He's going to stay here until someone claims him. Okay, what is this Amanda who keeps saying CJ, 15 shot in the road? What is this J? What does J stand for on CJ?
Middle name J.
What is that J name?
Middle name J.
What is that J name? J. What is that J name? J. What is that J name? J. What is that J name? J. What is that J name? J. What is that J name? J. What is that J name? J. What is that J name? J. What is that J name? J. What is that J name? J. What is that J name? J. What is that J name? J. What is that J name? J. What is that J name? J. What is that J name? J. What is that J name? J. What is that J name? J. What is that J name? J. What is that J name? J. What is that J name? J. What is that J name? J. What is that J name? J. What is that J name? J. What is that J n
What was the person's name?
I don't know, but she's brought it up several
I've
times.
seen it several times. CJ.
Amanda Skeen 22, I think. But it sounds so much like him. Has she said what the middle name was? Okay, so let's see.
James.
James. Okay. No, I could go with that. I mean, it was...
James and shot accidentally was my dad. We got a lot of J names, but...
Was he black?
Nobody said that.
Okay. Who else we got?
Actually, Full Crock Betty did me a favor. So how about her friend? I think was her friend Sunday.
Sunday?
Sunday.
You have a friend named Sunday, Full of Crock Betty? Okay, Full of Crock Betty, let's see. Is your friend Sunday? Is that who we're trying to pull up here? Okay, so the first person coming up here is when I try to call up Full of Crock Betty's friend.
I did. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. So I'm talking about this name Sunday. As I'm pulling up Sunday, I'm thinking, oh my goodness, with a name like Sunday. And I hear this girl come up and she's being all sweet. And she's like, but I was not Sunday. Because you think someone named Sunday, oh, you know, all the things associated with Sunday. Very good kid. She was very sweet, but she was also kind of an instigator, she's saying. That she had... like she liked to have fun. She liked to kind of push the boundaries. And something about her laugh. Her laugh was contagious. Full of Crock Betty said yes, ma'am. Yeah, this little girl. She was not a little girl, but you know what I mean. She wanted joy. Like if I could have one word to describe her, it would be joy. She liked to have a good time. Her laugh was just, oh my goodness, so beautiful and contagious.
She was an incredible soul.
She was definitely an old soul. She had come to this earth to raise vibrations, and that's exactly what she did. She is someone who very much would have protected the underdog. She would never have let someone sit in a corner and not have a friend. If she could have been hanging out with like the in crowd, and there would have been someone sitting over in the corner not having a friend, and she would have gone to get them.
Tragically in a hot air balloon accident, so unexpected.
She said she's very much talking about that it was better to go out with a bang.
A huge mark on the world.
Instead of fading away.
Had a friend everywhere she went.
She did. I mean, this girl never met a stranger. She's someone who you'd have been seeing talking to. She'd been talking to someone in a store, and you would have gone up to her and say, "Who was that?" And she's like, "I don't know."
She died with her new husband. Made People magazine.
Did she now? Good for her.
What might have been part of the death thing.
Yeah. As she was talking, she said, better late than never. Better late than never. She is talking about, there is so much, I'm hearing why around her death. And she is saying, we're all leaving.
But didn't think she'd ever live up to it, so I gave her a middle name.
We are all living our story. And she said, she lived her story, and she is admitting that there is so much death and violence and that we just can't comprehend. We cannot comprehend it. And she's like, you can't comprehend it till you get to the other side. You just can't even understand until you get to the other side. And then she said, she's like, and when you get here, it's like... And when she said that, I'm having a side conversation with her, because when she said, when you get here, I was like, really? What's so mind-blowing? And she didn't even bother wasting breath on trying to explain what she was talking about, because she's not saying it meanly, but she's just saying our scope and understanding of the other side is so minuscule that we can't process. We can't process. She is she sends songs to you, Full of Crock Betty. I don't know if you've recently had something has changed songs or just randomly started playing songs in your life. Either your car, your Alexa, something has just popped up.
Yes, we met in Christian school, so I get that. I haven't had some music yet.
So whenever you, is it your car or your Alexa? Anyway, one of those things, one of your music playing devices has either been just popping up and playing a song, it'll be mid-song and switch songs just randomly. That is very much her. That is very much her getting to you. That's very much her letting you know, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay. So I know that most people, if you're watching this, you probably, unless you're a troll, have some aspect of an afterlife. You kind of believe there's one.
Not that I can think of it now, I'm looking for it.
Yeah, you will. It will happen now. And your job, Full of Crock Betty, when that happens, is to message me. Just go to my link, message me, and say, hey, it happened. You read me on the live, and this is what happened. I love it when I get those messages. So where was I? What was I talking about? Completely lost track. Okay, let's go back to... What was I talking about? Good grief. You think I got dementia over here? Can you hear from... okay. She is saying that make sure her mom knows that she's okay. Now, this is where I kind of say it's free will. Afterlife. Thank you. Someone's keeping me on track. Yes, someone believes there's an afterlife. And that's kind of where she's going with this message to her mom. Her mom knows there's an afterlife, but she just wants to know her baby is okay. Her baby is okay. So let her mama know she's okay. When spirits come through these messages, I always say, though, it's free will because you don't know how that message is going to be received. You want to go into it very carefully. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Does anyone going to claim this young gentleman who's still standing here, waiting ever so not patiently? I don't know. I think you should just copy and paste that, Full of Crock Betty, what you had typed earlier. Just copy, paste, copy, paste. We have a black gentleman, died in his late teens, early 20s. He was very much into the church. He had a J name and wrong place, wrong time. Did someone claim him?
That was the person from earlier, Curly or something.
She says it's hers.
I can't answer that question.
Okay, so my claim him late teens, Jane at Brown Place, wrong time, waiting to come up. Okay, so has no one still claimed this poor little boy? I was about to, that says something else about his personality, because I was about to say this poor little boy, and he looked at me and he says, our grown-ass man. So that would have been something else. Like he was considered still a boy, a baby in his family, as I still call my children babies and kids.
He says, I have a J name, but he wasn't in the church.
Yeah, church was a big part of this kid's life. His family, very much more church-going people. And I'm not feeling there was a male role model. I'm seeing like a female dragging him to church. It might have even been his grandmother. I'm not sure if it was his mom, but it feels like an even older lady than that. Okay. What you laughing about?
Full of Crock Betty. She's on it.
Full of Crock Betty, my moderator is ready to hire you. Okay. Who else we got?
Trice 313, her auntie doll.
Auntie doll. Okay. So as I'm calling up Auntie doll, I'm feeling someone who was very, she was sweet. She very much liked to keep herself together. Her makeup is done to perfection. But she wasn't vain. I think she's one of these people that when you first saw her, she would have been, you would have thought, oh, like she would have been hard to approach because she was so well put together. But actually, she was very open Aw, thank you for the crock, Betty. She's trying to,
She's putting it out there.
yeah, trying to put it out there, trying to get him claimed. She was extremely open. She had been through a lot of stuff. She was much more put together than the life she had led. Like, she had been through quite a bit of things. But to look at her, you would never have known it. She was just very sweet, makeup done to perfection, could held space for people. You could tell her anything, and she was going to keep your confidence. Could it be Jordan? It might be. All right.
Trice 313.
Yeah, Trice 313. Does this describe your aunt? Trice 313. Does that describe your doll, your aunt doll? All right. So as I'm reading, please make sure that when I describe your relative, you claim them. I don't like to deliver messages until we are sure we have the person that you're asking for. So Trice 313. Your aunt doll, someone who was very well put together. She had lived a tough life, but you would never have known it because of just how well put together she was. You know, sometimes people, you can tell from looking at them that they've been through some stuff. She hid it well. She hid it well. She had held space for people. She was very kind. Could tell her anything. She kept confidence, as she's saying. Has Trice 313 not come through?
I haven't seen her back again.
All right, so let's open it up. Don't y'all love it when I do this? Oh, yes, there she is, Trice 313. And she said yes.
I still don't see her.
Yeah, she came through. She said yes.
I believe it.
I know. It's like with so many people commenting, you're just kind of like throw your comment out there. Hopefully it's seen. Thank you so much for the gifts. I appreciate you. All right. So what you got for me, Aunt Doll? Okay. So Trice 313, you have something that reminds you of your aunt, she is saying. Either something that was hers or reminds you of her. And y'all were pretty close. Like, you liked, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Y'all could talk. And this item that you have of hers still has her energy. And she's just letting you know. The reason she's saying that is so you know she's around you. Whenever spirits tell me things that I wouldn't know, it's just to prove that they're around you. They see you. They hear you talking to them. And you do talk to your Aunt Doll still a lot. She says, I hear her. I hear her. So how you can tell it is a spirit talking back to you is spirits interrupt. So as you're talking to your Aunt Doll and you're telling her whatever, asking her advice, she will interrupt. If you tap into that moment of interruption, you can feel the energy shift, but you have to kind of tap into it, because if you just go about your day, you'll miss it. Also, spirits will randomly drop information into your head during moments of meditation, but meditation is not always about just sitting in quiet and going, We meditate when we drive, when we're putting makeup on, when we're cooking. Anything that we've done many, many times of repetition puts us in a state of meditation. So make sure, Trice 313, you're listening during either when you're talking to your aunt and when you are. She says she does it a lot when you're driving. So Trice 313, whenever you're driving and you get those drop-ins, that is spirit. All right. And have Trice 313, there's someone, or either you or someone around you, who is going through a relationship issue Aunt Doll is talking about. She's making me feel like someone has, I don't know that it's you. I feel like it's someone close to you. That you're being gaslighted. And that just means that someone feels like their significant other is doing something, but that significant other is saying, it's not me, you're just crazy. Aunt Doll is very much saying, tell them to trust their intuition. It's never wrong. Trust your intuition. And that lady is not lying, let me tell you. I have seen that a lot lately. Trust your intuition. All right. Thank you, Aunt Doll. Okay. No one has still claimed this young gentleman, huh? With the J name. No one's claimed this gentleman with the J name. Black young man, passed in his late teens, early 20s. His family and him was church going, but he had died. He was kind of in the wrong place at the wrong time, gotten mixed up in the wrong crowd.
His name Josh?
It could be Josh. Yes, it could be. But everything else needs to fit. Like, not just the J name. Everything else needs to fit. The church is a big issue. I mean, that one is huge. I'm not saying that, yeah, no, he's also very black. He's owning that. Very much owning that. Jerome, 28, church. For Apollo 95.
See that? I didn't come across it.
Apollo, what did I say, Apollo 95? Okay, was he your friend, cousin, Apollo? Okay, because I'm feeling a connection, like friend, cousin, something like that. My cousin. Yeah, okay. Yep. Thank you, Apollo! This young man was not giving up. Dang, he would have been with me all night. Thank you for claiming him. Now let's see what he had to do, what he has to say. Okay, so though, I don't know if you heard when we were talking, I said, was he your friend, cousin? He changed it because he knew that the cousin is what was going to click. Like, that's what you actually were. But friend comes through first. Like, when I read energy, I will feel the friendship first. So y'all were friends. Y'all were running buddies. Y'all, and though I'm feeling there's a little bit of an age difference, and you still think about him. You know what, Apollo? It's not... I'm feeling like you're a Mel, and I'm assuming you're a Mel with that, with Apollo as a name. You're very intuitive. You're extremely spiritual.
My heart's pounding right now.
He wants you to know, for one thing, okay. I was about to say this little boy, and he was like, grown-ass man. Well, if you're in your 20s or 30s, you're going to be a kid to me, because I have kids that age. He is talking about how much love he had for you. Man, this boy loved you. And
He was a young soul.
also he's saying, Apollo, do you have a little bit of an issue with speed, like when you're driving? Because this young man said, I'm around him all the time. And as y'all know, if you've heard me read, I don't let you just say that. You have to say why, just prove he's around you all the time. And he did this, like you drive fast and he has to hold on, like you take off really fast. So he is around you. Also, he's letting me know that, and he said preface it. So whenever spirits are about to say something and they say preface it, it means that...
Yes, I do 80 to work on a time crunch of getting my kids on the bus.
Yeah, he's saying slow your ass down. Also, you are an absolute beautiful soul. You are a prayer warrior, whether you know it or not. And I'm not saying you're a prayer warrior in your classic, I'm going to sit and... you are a prayer warrior, and you have a constant connection to the other side. You have a constant connection to, I call him God. Some people say source, some people say divine. I call him God. You have a direct connection to God, and you're constantly checking in. You're constantly checking in with your motives and your actions, and Jerome is extremely, extremely proud of you.
Is
that
he with my Nana who passed a month ago? Has he seen her?
He says, I'm with the whole damn gang.
That I do Roman Catholic here.
Yeah. Very good. Okay, so real quick, I asked Jerome, I said, he wants his Nana. Is Nana around? Do you have her? A lady stepped up, and this lady stepped up saying Hail Marys. So she would have been someone who prayed all the time. She also showed her love for people through cooking. That was her love language. Love language was cooking. Something about her teeth. She either had teeth problems or she had false teeth. Thank you for the gifts. So I won't get into Nana real quick because we've already, spent some time with Jerome here. But whenever you asked if he was with Nana, he brought a lady up, and I just wanted to make sure I gave a little bit of identifying information with her so you could know that it was your Nana. Thank you so much, Apollo, for claiming Mr. Jerome here. And as he says, slow your ass down. No, I'm just kidding. No, he did say that. But you are just an amazing soul. You spread light. You're a constant prayer warrior, and you raise the vibration. You're doing a good job. And you're too critical of yourself, he says. You're too critical. You think you never do enough. All right. Thank you, Jerome. You worked hard. We appreciate you. Thank you, Full of Crack Betty, for continuing to help us. And thank you, Apollo. Where were you, Apollo? I just have to ask that. We've been trying to find Jerome's person here for like an hour. All right. Who we got now? Oh, I'm sorry, Apollo. Did you keep commenting and we were missing it? I'm sorry. Yeah, sometimes it gets a little bit. Should I fire my moderator?
Yeah.
He's saying yes. He's like, this is a lot of pressure. Okay, do you have someone for me to read? Okay, well, let me get this. There's a little girl stepping up here, so let me get her. My moderator said perfect. I was like, yeah, never mind. Wait, a little girl is stepping up. Okay, so this little girl, how old were you, honey? Sweet baby. Okay, she was, gosh, I'm getting like preteen, early teen, somewhere in that, this little girl. She had an illness. I'm feeling cancer because I'm getting that cancer feel, just a disease that took her downhill that she fought for a long time. She is Caucasian. So we have a Caucasian young female, that she's just talking about her hair, just really, I think she lost her hair. I think that's why she's talking so much about her hair, because at one point she just had this beautiful hair, and then she lost it. Okay, so preteen to early teens. Feeling cancer because she lost her hair. And it wasn't her first bout with this cancer, I'm feeling.
Maybe around 19.
I don't know. Was it a C name? Oh no, Virginia. I'm feeling a C name with this young lady. Cheyenne, Caitlin, Courtney.
Somebody just popped up. Is it Courtney?
Okay, does everything else fit? When someone said, is it Courtney? Does everything else fit with the Courtney person?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, very good. Is this... Okay, so let me go through. This little girl is very much talking about...
She died from cancer.
She was very much ready to pass. And she fought so hard. This child fought hard. And almost hated giving up because of those around her. You know, of course, she was young. Everyone around her wanted her to continue living. And, but
She fought hard.
yeah, she did. And she was exhausted. And she said she was just ready. She was ready to go. And she is talking about it's more beautiful than you can imagine over here. And when she said that, she stood up, and so she must have had a really hard time moving towards the end of her life, because she stood up and she did a little twirl, and as she did a twirl, she picked flowers around her that she hit, and she's in this beautiful dress. Like, this little girl loved the pretty things, she loved the girly things, and she can be all of those things over there now. And so there was some kind of memorial done for her. And she wants, yeah, she was a huge blessing. She was like one of those angel baby kids that you see, just, they're born with this bright light, and, you know, they're here for a short time just to spread their love, and then they're gone. There was some kind of memorial done for her, and I'm not talking about a funeral memorial. I'm talking about something more permanent than that is around. And it's an acknowledgement that she has seen that, and she appreciates that people still thought of that to do. Like, just so humble. She was so incredibly loved, and she knew she was loved, but she was still also humble in that love. And also, she would comfort others. So it hurt her to see other people hurt during her treatments, because that's one of the hardest things about having kids that are sick and going through treatments, is watching. Those treatments are not kind to your body, and they can be painful. And so it's hard watching your babies go through that, watching the loved ones go through that. And she shows me that she would comfort others. Like, you're feeling terrible for her, you're crying for her, you're hurt for her, and she is very much comforting you in that moment of, I'm okay, it's okay, I'll be okay. And that's just the kind of beautiful soul she was. She sends, I was about to say doves, but she stopped me. I want to say white birds. But she's being very specific. It's not a white bird flying out. So make sure when you're thinking of her, it's on a book or on a card, or it pops up on a meme. Think of these white birds outside your normal flying out in the yard. Look for them on a book, on a card, popping up on a meme, just on a billboard.
She also loved butterflies.
And so just know that when you see those white birds, that's a sign that she is thinking of you. But remember to think outside the box. All right. Thank you, sweet girl. You did a good job. All right. If anyone wants to book an appointment, you can book those at Christy Godwin Psychic Medium, and you just go to the calendar, and you're automatically sent a Zoom link. I am going to call it quits tonight. It's getting kind of late here. It's late. It's 9:45, but I have an early day tomorrow. I start early tomorrow. I appreciate everyone who joined me, and I want to thank all of your spirits who stepped up. They did a really good job. Y'all spirits were great tonight. They were great with their names and very specific information. I very much appreciate them. And again, Christy Godwin Psychic Medium, my calendar opens up to you. You know, I've seen a couple of people just murders pop up on there. I am, in case anyone cares about credentials, I took a year class, and I am a certified psychic forensic investigator. There's a very different reading that comes along with someone who has passed through violence, or you're trying to find someone. And so I do have a certification in that. I saw a couple of people coming through asking questions about it. Yeah, it was hard. And whenever I went to pass the certification, I was given cases that I didn't know. Like, they weren't well publicized, but then there was a lot of details that had already been solved, and so they pulled them. And I had to be 80% accurate on those things to pass that certification. Talk about low pressure. Yes, thank you, thank you. I appreciate the congratulations because it was a lot of work and it was a lot of pressure. Let me tell you, 80% accuracy doesn't sound like much, but when you're under that kind of pressure and you're getting asked all this information, whew.
And let the original baby know that the J name did get claimed.
The original baby on here, she must have asked. The J name did get claimed by Apollo, and probably poor Apollo. It sounded like he was trying to claim him for a while and we missed him. So thank y'all so much. Y'all have a very blessed evening, and I hope to see you on my next live.